Hi everybody. So in this video I will show you how to build a custom lead scraper so that you can get leads that are not found in databases but actually via Google. So let's dive in. The first step is actually to run the automation. For now, let's use a manual trigger. The next step is to actually go to Apify and get a Google Search Scraper API endpoint. First, we need to get an HTTP node. This is just to access APIs and get info in return. Okay, so I found in my Apify account the exact API endpoint that is called run synchronously and get data set items. So this means it keeps waiting while it's running and then it gets actually the data back. So the method is get and the URL as follows. The next step is to send the body using JSON. So content type is JSON and then specific body is using JSON as well. Then in this field, you can paste exactly this code, which I have also pasted in the description of this video. The only thing that you should worry about right now is replacing the query. So this is the search term. If you have a specific company in mind, you can use this to find the website. You can say company name and then official website. For example, if you're looking for artists. Or in this case, you can do the search term, the ICP, and the location. And if you do this for multiple places, you can find a lot of dentists from New York, and then you can go to Los Angeles, and in the next state, Texas. You can go every city. You can do the same thing. So for now, we're doing dentists, New York. These settings are also you can just adjust them in Apify itself. So if you set up an account, you can try. $5 is free, so you can try it out if you want. And then if you change the settings, you can just copy and paste the JSON there. And then this would be how I set it up. And you can do it how you prefer. So the first 5 results is what I'm getting. If you want, you can also do 10, for example. The first 10 search results, and then you can process those. Now we get the top 10 results, the first page for that search term. So what we now want to do is let AI identify the links that are actual dentists. So what we do is we write open AI and we wanna message a model to keep it simple. So the model, if you want the latest and greatest, you can use 5.1. If you want a more cheap version, you can use 4.0 mini. Message is text, role is user. What we can paste is as follows. It will also be in the description below. This is where you tell the AI what the role of the AI is. Then you tell it what to do exactly, analyze the search results, the copy, so the JSON it gets from the previous nodes, all the results. There are links in there and there are things that AI can see. Is this actually a dentist? And it will look for URLs that follow this structure. Only those are valid. And there's a little thing to be sure that it recognizes all the links. If no links are found at all for a dentist in New York, it will say NA, not applicable. So, important, it only needs to output the links or NA if nothing is found. And we give it the data by referencing it using this JSON expression. So the search results are 0 is actually the first one up till 9. So for now we have activate the system, run the system, get the search results is the second step, and we have an AI node that we tell exactly what to do and what to output. So for now, let's test it. So as you can see, the workflow has been completed, and let's see what's inside. So this is the output. Status 200 means successful. Here are the actual organic results. Here, for example, is one potential result. Here's another one, and another one. And not everyone will be a specific dentist. Some will be a comparison website or some intermediate website. And then AI will figure out which ones are valid. So, and the next step is the AI that found the links that are relevant for us to scrape. These are the links it found. What we can now do is split these results up and get 7 items that we can then add to a Google Sheets list. So the next step is to use a code node to split up the result that it gave us, add the line breaks, and generate 7 separate items that we can each process individually. So we do as follows. We add here code node, we click code, and we choose JavaScript. In JavaScript, you can just paste exactly the following. This references the output, and then it splits at the line break. This means line break in JSON, and so it will generate 7 items. Let's test it. Here you can see this is one array. Array is just a combination, a mix put together of multiple items. So these are 7 items in one load. So then we can do the next steps for each item individually. Then we actually want to get the content from the website. We want to import all of it so that we can find the email addresses in the footer or, for example, in the About section. What we do is we use an HTTP node to go on the internet to send and receive data. So we can click this plus icon and type HTTP, click this node, and we want to get, and the URL is $JSON.URL, or just to make it easy, you can see the last output of the last step here. You can slide one of them into here, and it will also get reference the right item, the right field of each item. And in this case, there's only one field per item. So this is the example of the first one, and this is what it will get. Now, to keep it simple, this is all you have to do, and we can run it. If it worked, you can do show data, and this is a lot of HTML. So what we actually want to do is turn this HTML into text. So we remove all the HTML and we just we just keep the text of the website. Just to keep it very simple, I'll just paste the code exactly as I have it already, and you can just copy it. Again, it's in the description below. So it is, again, a code node with JavaScript, this one. In my case, I can just paste it with the code inside already. So this is the code, and let's see what it does. As you can see, the HTML is now removed and just the text remains. And as you can see, here is an email address that we can send our outreach emails to. Next, we want again an AI node to identify the email addresses and output just the email addresses per item. So what we do is, again, we message a model of OpenAI. So we do the plus sign, we go OpenAI, and then message a model. And we tell it what it is and what its job is. So you are a contact detail extracting assistant. Your job is to find all email addresses and output them as formatted below. Use your judgment to understand the beginning and end of email addresses, even if there is text right before or after the address. If nothing is found, output n8n. Example, email addresses. So double quote, email addresses, or whatever field you want. Again, double quote. Then we do the colon, space, double quote, and email address goes in between the second set of two double quotes. So for example, hello@gmail.com, comma, then we do the same thing, and then we change it up. We can also add do not use the example email addresses and output all email addresses that you find. So we have to be clear for AI to actually do what we want it to do. We have to give it the information. So we can do just like this. The website copy. Enter, we can drag this, the output of the last node, into our prompt. So if we see the prompt, this will result in the actual prompt looking as follows. So here is our prompt, and then it will give the website copy as expected. And then from it, it will output the correct data. Let's see how it goes. Oh, we have to actually again choose. This is a pretty simple task. If you want to write copy, for example, with AI, you should use 5.1, the newer models, a bit more expensive. But for this one, this is very simple. For a mini, it's like fast and cheap. So this is ideal. Okay, let's execute. For now, I'll be pinning this by selecting it all and then hitting P, so that we don't have to run it again if we test every time. And don't forget to save every now and then. Okay, let's see what it outputted. So here you can see it has outputted the JSON. It has not. It has also outputted other fields. So this is a good test. Now we can tell it a little bit more exactly how it should output. Output example, output just only valid JSON. Output only valid JSON. Example. And then this is how we want it. Actually, this comma we don't want. Let's execute, let's see how it does. So as you can see, it has outputted the email addresses with a line break in between inside of the field email addresses. Okay, so after the AI has identified the email addresses and outputted them like this, we need to separate them again. And you can use exactly this code. So you can do plus, type code, click and click code in JavaScript. You can Control A or Command A, paste everything, or paste the code as in the description below, which is as follows. And then this is the input. Actually, there are a few more. And then we can test. And the output is clean email addresses. So pin again, just so we don't have to run it again. Command S, save it, just so we don't lose it. And then we have to add a sheet. So what we do, click Google Sheet, click Append or Update row in Sheet. Then choose your account. You can follow the steps to connect an account simply by clicking here. Once that's connected, you can leave these as they are. You can choose the document. In my case, it's this Google Sheets list, and choose a sheet, which is just one sheet. And we can map manually. And the column to match on is email. That's correct. And in the email field to send, we can send this. So we can reference for each item, it will send now the email. And if there's already an email, the same email present, it will just leave it as is. It will not add a second one, so no duplicates. And let's test it. Okay, so it has outputted these. And as you can see, it is complete. it has outputted them. They are now in the Google Sheets list. So yeah, that's it. Hope it was helpful. Okay, that's it. And then now you have a custom lead scraper that you can adjust to get to work perfectly for your business. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.